Speaking of negotiations, we have this one particular point guard who's trying to negotiate his way out of the
I have
Pacific
so much to
Northwest.
fucking say about this.
The floor is yours, my guy.
Okay, so the NBA. So like as everybody knows, Damian Lillard requested a trade. I think August, not August, July, what? Maybe July 1st or some shit. It was like early July. Damian Lillard requested a trade. He asked to only go to Miami. So the NBA came out a couple days ago, releasing a statement saying Damian Lillard and his agent cannot be informing teams that he only wants to play for one franchise. If he did get traded somewhere, he has to fulfill his duties for his contract or whatever. And if he's to violate that, he's going to get heavily fined. Now, my thing is, they have never ever came out like people have gotten fined for publicly saying they want to have a trade, want to be traded. Damian Lillard has never did that yet. His agent has done it, but they have never condemned any other player, Kevin Durant, James Harden, Anthony Davis, for publicly saying where they want to go. They might have not said it, but somebody fucking said it. Their agent said it to somebody, Shams or somebody. They have never came out and said anything like this for any other player. But when it comes to Damian Lillard wanting to go to Miami, it's an issue. Miami's offer is not good enough. Like, I just feel like it's a lot of politics going on, and I really want to know what's going on. Is it just anti-Miami, or is it this is bad for the league, or whatever? Because this has been going on for years. Anthony Davis literally said, his agent literally said, Boston, if you trade for him, he will not re-sign with you. Like, Kevin Durant, I want to go to Phoenix. James Harden, I want to go to Brooklyn. Oh, I want to go to Philly. I want to go to the Clippers. Like, it's just not making sense why Damian Lillard, there's an issue when it's coming to that. The floor is yours. I have more to say about the trade itself, but as far as that part, that's how I feel.
So I hear everything you're saying.
Yes.
But with your examples, you missed one point. Anthony Davis, they said he wouldn't re-sign in Boston.
Okay.
Did they say he wouldn't show up?
Damian Lillard just never said he wouldn't show up, though.
He didn't. But they're saying that it's Miami or nothing.
Okay, but for
Miami or I'm not showing up.
But how can you tell an agent what he can't say for his client? Like, who's to say the agent isn't just like, my client wants to go to Miami, let me do whatever I can? An agent's not under contract with the NBA. Like, how can you tell an agent you can't say this for your client?
I'm gonna tell you what the overall problem is. What I think it is anyway, because I think now, even though he wants to go to Miami, now the league and Portland and owners around the league and Adam Silver is saying, don't do it. You know why? Because if Dame now gets traded to Miami, the next guy who's pissed off is going to do the same thing. No, listen, it's going to be a slippery. It's going to be a slippery slope. It's going to be okay now. Players with a no trade clause, your contract doesn't even have value anymore because no trade clause.
Yeah, no trade clause.
Now a guy without a non-trade clause can dictate wherever he want to go. Now a dude with 3-4 years left on his contract can say, "Hey, get me out of here." And if it's not here, I'm not playing. Okay. You have 3 years left on your contract. Who are you to say anything?
Okay, I get that. But this literally just happened with Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant just re-upped and then said he wants to be out. Why was there no issue? Why? And then Kevin Durant is better than Damian Lillard. Kevin Durant is a needle mover. He asked for a trade and said, "I want to go to Phoenix."
But he did not say. Yeah, he said where he wanted to go. But if they didn't trade him, Kevin Durant was still going to show up and play.
Damian Lillard said he would still show up and play. He never once said, "I'm not going to show up to training camp. I'm not going to do this." It's just I said where I want to go, and everybody has a problem with it. And it's mainly, I think, it's because of where he wants to go. That's what I think.
Here's the other thing.
Because if it was LA or if it was Boston, he's there already.
No, I don't think so. Yo, what do you do know Kawhi Leonard just went through this with the Lakers, and Paul George went through this with the Lakers. Why do you not Lakers?
Because the Spurs were stubborn.
Don't say. You just said if it was LA, you'd have been there.
Okay,
the Spurs, Lakers offered their entire starting lineup.
Okay,
and they traded him for DeMar DeRozan.
Because that was Pop being stubborn. That was a specific thing, and I think that's along the lines of where Portland's going to go. They're going to end up trading Damian Lillard to somewhere else, and the deal isn't going to end up being as good. What you said, Chris Paul, DeVito?
Yep.
The league owned
Paul George.
The league owned. Okay, I get what you're saying. Okay, the Lakers as well.
Hey,
There's some hatred towards certain teams in the
but
NBA, and it's different. I don't understand.
I think there's a difference from having a preferred team
Mm-hmm.
and having I'm not playing for anybody else in the world except them.
Okay, but
because that's the story the story that's coming out is Dame will only play for the Miami Heat. That's the story that's coming out.
But do you really believe like Damian? Yes, Damian Lillard's probably not going to be happy if he got traded somewhere else. But do you really think Damian Lillard's going to be like, I'm not going to play for this team? I have 40. Like, you think?
I don't know.
He wouldn't do that.
All I know is what's being reported. Now, what I'm saying is the league isn't saying we don't trade him to Miami. The league isn't saying trade him anywhere but Miami. But they're saying make sure if you do it, you're not doing it to handicap the rest of the league. And what I mean by that is saying if you do trade him to Miami, again, what happens when Ja Morant's pissed off at Memphis? Or Zion gets mad in New Orleans and be like, oh, you know what? Zion be like, hey, I'm getting too fat in New Orleans. Send me to Vegan County and nowhere else. Send me where there's no more porn stars.
I get it. But Damian Lillard is 33 years old. He doesn't just want to go anywhere. Like if they traded him to Minnesota or they traded him to Utah, is that team going to be a better situation than the situation he's in already? I might as well stay where I'm at. If I'm going to demand a trade,
if he goes to Minnesota now,
they're not. They're not. If he went to Minnesota, they would have to trade him for Cat, Damian Lillard, Gobert, and Anthony Edwards. They'll be good, but are you picking them?
Better than Portland.
It is way better than Portland. But are you picking them to win it? Are you picking them to go to the conference finals? Are you picking them to go to the finals?
Damian Lillard made the conference finals with less. He made it with less now. He made it with CJ McCollum and Seth Curry.
Conference finals. Come on now. Okay.
Man,
regardless.
Harden was still in Houston.
All right. Now I brought up the Minnesota thing. Is Karl Anthony Towns by himself, no draft compensation because they have no picks that they could trade? Is that better than a package that Miami could potentially put out?
No, of course not.
So especially for a rebuilding team, do I want to bring in Karl Anthony Towns? So that's where it comes to me. Everybody's saying Miami's package is so bad, but then when we're talking about other packages, what package is better from a team that's actually going to be contending when they get Dame? Because a team that's not going to contend if they got Dame or is not going to trade their future away. So it comes down to contenders that can actually contend. But I'm going to tell you though,
I have a rebuttal for that too. It's still not about the Miami package not being enough. What it is that, you were putting up a middle finger to the entire league except Miami. Okay, if that's what you want, Miami, give us everything you got. That's when it becomes personal. That's when it becomes a hit. That's what the Pelicans tried to do with Anthony Davis, and that's why Dell Demps got fired because he was playing. We had a perfect offer, and he was trying to ask for too much, and he messed it up, and he got fired. That's what's happening now. They're saying, "Oh, you don't want to go nowhere else? Okay, so I want 4 picks. I want Hero. I want Jaime. I want pick swaps. I want second-round picks, and I want an expiring contract. Oh, and while you at it, give me Duncan Robinson too. They want everything. That's what they're going to try to do, and it's because if they can pull that off, I guarantee you, Adam Silver's telling them to do this.
Yeah.
If they can pull off a highway robbery like that, it's going to stop players from making this kind of a demand.
I get that.
I will not go anywhere except that.
But I get that. But now, after Adam Silver said what he said, teams still aren't knocking on the door saying, "Oh, we're going to give up all this. We're going to up Miami's offer." Why would Miami outbid themselves? Like, why am I going to say, like, our offer right now is 3 to 4 first-round picks. Tyler Hero will probably get relocated somewhere else. It's probably Jovic. It's an expiring contract, 2 seconds, and they're trying to get Jaime. So if Jaime is in a deal, whatever type shit. Like, what other team is topping?
They don't want to because they don't want to sell to you.
I get it,
I'm gonna give you an example.
Yeah, but your alternative is keeping Dame, opposed to not like you're keeping him. Then you keep him an extra year. He's 34. Then your package is really gonna be ass. So it's just.
I'm gonna give you an example. It's a story that I recently heard. I'm not going to disclose the source because who knows what might be happening with everything.
Yeah.
But so imagine you're trying to buy a building. And you look at the advertisements. And then it says one price for the building. And they see it's your black ass buying the building and they triple the price. It is the same thing.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not that you're bidding against yourself. They're saying, motherfucker, I don't want to sell to you. So now what?
I'd rather
Sell your
just keep
soul.
the property than sell to you.
I'd rather let this motherfucker blow up and burn to the ground before I sell to you.
Okay.
That's what it is. So you're not bidding against yourself. It's more that's why I firmly believe that the story about Dame only wanting to play in Miami and nowhere else is true. Because if it was not true, other teams it's Damian Lillard. Who wouldn't want to trade for him?
I'm not going to deny that that's not true. But at the end of the day, you know, what can you do? Like, a lot of players have done this before. They probably haven't said just one team, but Kevin Durant said Phoenix and he said Miami. But everybody knew Miami didn't have enough to go get Kevin Durant. So he knew what he was doing. He knew they wasn't trading Bam to get him.
The first time Durant asked for a trade, did he get traded?
No, but yeah, he got traded in right before the deadline.
He didn't get traded until Kyrie fucked everything up. And then they said, well, all right, we have nothing to gain. And then, when you look at the package, Phoenix did kind of sell their soul. 5 first-rounders, a future all-star, and a bunch of role players and a bunch of pick swaps. They kind of sold their soul. And this trade happened quietly. I don't know how this happened, but it literally happened overnight. There was no rumors.
It seemed like the package was just in their back pocket. It was just like, okay, the one that you just told us about, let's do it. I feel that.
So it's all about circumstance. Styles make fights. And I personally believe, based on like my knowledge, that I don't think I've seen anything that's this specific of here or nowhere.
It is different. It is different.
And I believe if they fold, it's going to happen around the league.
For the league. But can you also say it's a different type of circumstance, because you said the young players type thing. Dame is 33. Like, if John Moran or somebody was trying to do that, that wouldn't fly. Like, Donovan Mitchell wanted to go to the Knicks. He got traded to Cleveland. Like, you know,
he didn't say Knicks or nothing, though.
He didn't say Knicks or nothing, but he also a young guy.
He just said, get me away from Gobert.
He's also a young guy that's under contract, and teams are going to be like, you feel me? I could be rebuilding and bringing Donovan Mitchell. Not rebuilding, but I could be a young team on the rise and bring in Donovan Mitchell. I can't be a young team on the rise and bring in Dame, or a team that's like, you feel me? I can't just bring in Dame and sell my soul.
They won't make that trade.
Yeah.
Though. They won't make that trade.
Exactly.
They won't make that trade because Dame isn't Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
So they're not going to do that, even though Phoenix is already a good team. So I don't even think a young upstart Houston wouldn't have made that Kevin Durant trade.
Exactly.
Detroit wouldn't have made that Kevin Durant trade. So I understand what you're saying.
Teams. I feel it.
I'm not saying. I mean, I don't think he would get traded to a bad team because I don't think a bad team would be interested. Also, it's two things. One, it's him demanding where he wants to go. And two, Miami has made 2 of the last 3 finals, 3 of the last 4 conference finals. You think they want to help build a super team that might become a fucking dynasty?
It's not gonna be. But if you look at it, I think, and then let me talk about the Miami package. It would be damn near over. It wouldn't be over because the league is good.
For the East,
I think it would definitely be over for the East. But I think if you look at it like this, Jimmy is 33, Dame is 33, or Jimmy might be 34, 33, 34. That's their age range. Both of them, they got probably a good 3 to 4 years on this level. You feel me?
You don't know that.
Maybe you feel me? Whatever. The picks.
Steph's 35. He ain't slowing down.
I feel you. But like the picks later on have some promise, because if we trade all our young guys, Tyler Herro's gone, whatever. All we got is Bam. Bam is a young guy. He's 26. So it's just, those picks have some upside. Like, it's not.
Tell you about it.
I just don't think the package is that bad as everybody saying.
I'm gonna tell you why the picks don't mean nothing.
Because we got Pat Riley.
When the last time you seen Miami get a good draft pick?
Bam Adebayo, Tyler Herro. No, you mean like
13,
the top?
I'm not talking about 13.
You mean top?
I'm talking about
Michael Beasley.
Michael Beasley and Dwayne Wade.
Number 2, yeah. D-Wade was number 5. Like that still was like whatever.
That's still a good pick.
Beasley, I get you, but 2, it was Michael Beasley.
What I'm saying is that Miami's one of them teams. Utah's this way too. I don't know why Utah is like this, but they know how to rebuild without falling to the bottom.
I swear, they got to get more.
Miami was only at the bottom that 1 year because D-Wade was hurt.
I mean,
if D-Wade healthy, y'all don't get no Michael Beasley.
Yeah, that's facts. So it is. It sucks that Miami's getting penalized for being a top, a top tier organization. But I personally think it will end up. Dame will be getting traded to Miami. I do think it'll happen. I just think it's a matter of who's gonna budge type shit. And
Do I want Dame in Miami? I would love to see it because I would love to see a guy like Dame have a fighting chance. I have a list of guys who I want to see win for the first time. Damian Lillard's on it. Jimmy Butler's on it. Russell Westbrook was on it, but he's a Clipper now, so fuck him. Carmelo Anthony was on it, but he retired.
Yeah, he retired.
And there's a few other guys like vets, like of course young guys
Derrick
or whatever,
Rose.
but like Derrick Rose, yeah, him too. There's a few more vets that I would love to see win one. Then putting Dame and Jimmy together,
yeah, two stones.
I could rock with that.
Yeah, two birds and one stone.
I could rock. Plus, those are two of the top 5 closers in the league. In my opinion, they're the top 2 closers in the league. But people are going to say De'Aaron Fox, he had a great year.
Yeah,
but in the playoffs, who closed better than them?
Exactly. I really want it to happen, man. I think, and if I'm Miami, I would throw the farm if I had to. I knew the approach you was gonna take because you a Heat fan. That's why I took the opposite. I get the fight on not wanting to throw the farm because it's like who am I bidding against? But if it came down to it, you had to do it because if you pairing Jimmy, Dame, and Bam together, the rest will get figured out, bro.
This is what you need to know. Miami right now is good enough to make the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
Facts, because they've already proven it twice. Portland is not going to go down easy.
Yeah.
Just keep your offer in your back pocket, because eventually they're going to say, you know what? I don't need the drama. Because eventually, Dame's going to get booed at home games.
Yeah.
Eventually, Dame going to start cussing people out.
Yeah.
Eventually, Dame going to say, hey, I don't feel like playing. It could happen.
Mm-hmm.
This ain't the day of when Kobe demanded a trade and the Lakers said, hey, give us a chance. We'll do something. They went and got Pau Gasol.
It's not that.
Now, because a slippery slope, like I said, because of Ben Simmons, because of Kyrie, because of Kawhi Leonard and Anthony Davis, Carmelo Anthony, all these stars that have been James Harden.
They messed it up.
Because of it, now players are standing on their shit. Players used to be like, I want to trade, but I'll play until you trade me. Now it's like, oh, y'all want to trade, but I'm not going to get hurt, so I'm going to sit down.
It is kind of crazy because it seems like all these players are like one-upping each other with the craziness of the way they're asking out. Like James Harden asking out, whatever. Then KD asking out when he's under contract. And then Dame asking out when he's under contract. And he's only asking for one place. So it is kind of... I get it.
Slippery slope.
I get it. It is crazy. But,
you know who started the slippery slope? Of asking for a trade while you under contract?
Not Melo.
No, hell no.
Why you under contract?
While you under contract, we said I'm just not going to go up till you trade me. Who started the slippery slope? It's very recent.
For Ben Simmons?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. He just got an extension.
That was crazy.
And he quit.
That was crazy. And
he did not show up.
I think Ben Simmons should have made the big stuff because he's a young player at that's doing that shit. Like that.
Well, honestly. Well, yeah. All they got back was Harden. Because Harden was way more valuable than Ben Simmons.
They got 2 picks.
It is what it is. I mean, but I'm telling you, a slippery slope. Once they bite on one, that's the thing. Like, LeBron didn't start the super teams, but he started the star free agent leaving the team that drafted him. He started that. Yeah. They weren't leaving after their first contract. That was LeBron started that shit. So once it happens one time, like when KG went pro, now everybody's going pro out of high school now. Yeah. All it takes is one. They gotta stand firm. For now, anyway.
Well, NBA is definitely entertaining in the offseason, so we'll see what happens, man.
I think it'll happen either immediately, but like maybe like a day before training camp.
It should be.
Or it's going to happen around the deadline.
I think training camp is the most ideal thing to happen. But, yeah, we'll see. So, I definitely think it'll happen, though. So
for you, but I kind of want to see Dame play another home game. I need to see how that goes.
Be on that Harden uncomfortable shit.
You want to go to Miami, huh? We might have a beach, but we got a lake in Portland.
Imagine if Miami and Portland was the first game of the season.
They need to.
Should be crazy.
But they need to do it when Portland goes to Miami. Yeah. And then trade them at halftime.
On me. And then all the Heat players, get them a free win. All the Heat players that got traded got to come in the locker room and shit. Yeah.
Exactly. Right. Exactly.